Hey girl, don't bother me. That's the sound of the Thames. Claudia Winkleman will be with you at 10 o'clock and Dermot O'Leary after the 8 o'clock news. I'll be back with you, of course, at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening for the Golden Hour. And you have a wonderful day, won't you? From me, Tony Blackburn, look after yourselves. Stay tuned for Dermot O'Leary. He's coming up very, very shortly. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM. Bye-bye.
BBC News at 8 o'clock on Saturday the 30th of July. Good morning, this is Mike Powell. The government is being urged to quickly pay interim compensation to victims of the infected blood scandal. Rail services are severely disrupted because of a strike by train drivers, and a report has called for £1 billion to be invested in children's mental health services in England. A lawyer representing around 1,500 victims of the infected blood scandal has said he'll put pressure on the government to pay interim compensation within days or weeks. Yesterday, an inquiry recommended that people who have been affected should receive immediate payments of at least £100,000 each because of their profound physical and mental suffering. The government said it would consider the guidance with the utmost urgency. Laura Trant reports.
The recommendation that victims should receive an interim compensation payment is a key moment both for them and their families. Campaigners say it's a major step forward in terms of admission of responsibility. At least 2,400 people have died so far after contracting HIV or hepatitis C because of NHS treatments for blood disorders from the mid-70s to the early 90s. Des Collins, a lawyer who represents around 1,500 victims, said he'd be calling on the government to make the interim payments immediately.
Around 5,000 train drivers employed by 7 companies have walked out this morning in a dispute over pay. The 24-hour strike is to cause widespread disruption during the Commonwealth Games and on the first day of the English Football League season. Some routes will have no services at all and others are likely to be very busy. The trade union ASLEF urged train operators to bring something to the table that addressed the rising cost of living. But Steve Montgomery from the Rail Delivery Group, which represents train companies, says union leaders should engage with talks.
We haven't, unfortunately, been able to have the talks to unlock the dispute at this moment. What is really important is ASLEF have to come and talk to us, sit at the table with us and have meaningful discussions with reform. That's the only way we can give staff a pay increase. But we need to have the modernisation that then frees up cash to allow us to pay staff.
The front-runner to replace Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, has won the backing of a former leadership rival, Tom Tugendhat. Writing in The Times, the chairman of the Commons Foreign Affairs Committee said Ms Truss's plans for vast tax cuts were founded on true Conservative principles. Her rival, Rishi Sunak, has again warned that her tax cuts risked adding fuel to the fire of inflation. A report says the next Prime Minister should immediately invest £1 billion in improving NHS mental health services for children in England. The study by the Commission on Young Lives, which is chaired by the former Children's Commissioner Anne Longfield, says children needing mental health services must have a guarantee to be seen within 4 weeks or the next day for those at risk of self-harm. The government said it was committed to ensuring that children could access support as early as possible. Ms Longfield says currently a large number of children are not getting the help they need from the NHS.
School leaders say that self-harm, mental health difficulties and even suicide are now part and parcel of everyday life. We are seeing huge demand, rocket boosted by the pandemic, and the health system just hasn't been able to keep up despite some expansion. And it literally is now buckling. Only 23% of children get to be seen within 4 weeks.
The first known deaths caused by monkeypox outside Africa have been confirmed by Spain and Brazil. The Spanish Health Ministry said a person in the Valencia region has died, while reports from Brazil suggested the victim was a 41-year-old man with serious immune system problems. The World Health Organization says there have been more than 18,000 cases worldwide in the current outbreak. 7 people are known to have died. 23 gold medals are to be won on day 2 of the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Scotland's Jack Carlin and England's Charlie Tanfield are big hopes for medals on the cycling track. England's women will hope to do what their male counterparts did yesterday and win gold in the team gymnastics final, but they face stiff competition from Australia and Canada. And also there will be a big night in the pool with England's Tom Dean and Scotland's Duncan Scott going head-to-head in 200 metres freestyle. Dean, who won 2 Olympic golds in Japan, is hoping to take more silverware.
I feel like it's going to be a bit of a showcase, and I want to put on the best performance I can, in Birmingham for Team England. Athletes tend to get maybe one of these in their career, like a home multi-sport event, like an Olympics or Commie Games, and this has come around like the best possible time for me. So I think it's an opportunity that I just can't wait to get stuck in.
The weather dry for South Wales and central and southern England. Rain further north, although Northern Ireland and Scotland should turn brighter during the afternoon. Highs of 26 Celsius in London, 22 in Cardiff and 20 in Edinburgh and Belfast. BBC News, it's 8:05.
Thanks, Mike.
Now, Saturday Breakfast with Dermot O'Leary.
Thank you, Tony. Wonderful show. Terrific news from Mike, setting us up well. Only downhill from here. Hope you're well. Kicking off with this.